The Underground Railroad by Linda Johns. Here's the table of contents. Imagine you are a slave. More about the Underground Railroad and routes on the Underground Railroad. Imagine you are a slave. Imagine you are a slave 150 years ago in the southern United States. Someone owns you. You can do only what your owner tells you to do. You probably live and work on a large plantation. And here it shows slaves picking cotton. You work in your owner's fields 6 days a week. You don't get much to eat. Here it shows different slave children working in the fields. You live in a small cabin with about 10 other slaves. Sometimes your owner beats you. Imagine you escape. You travel north on the Underground Railroad. Here's a slave child's doll, handmade. You walk during the night and hide during the day. The long journey holds danger nearly every step of the way. If you get caught, you'll be sent back to your master. Then you could get a whipping. This man's back shows scars from being whipped. You keep walking. You walk north toward freedom. If you are strong and lucky, you might make it to freedom in 2 months. For some, the journey takes a year. Here's a group of freed slaves that gathered for a picture. More about the Underground Railroad. Many slaves ran away to escape life on a plantation. Slavery was not allowed in the northern United States and in Canada. Slaves went north so they could be free. This slave was put in chains to keep him from running away. Some slaves were forced to wear collars with bells to keep them from escaping. This shows some iron slave shackles. The Underground Railroad wasn't really a railroad. It wasn't even underground. Underground Railroad is the name given to the secret paths which headed north and the people who helped slaves reach freedom. Now here's a key, and it shows that green are the free states, red are the slave states, and white is territory open to slavery. And the arrow is the Underground Railroad routes. People who led the slaves on the journey to freedom were called conductors. Houses that offered hiding places and safety were called stations. The men, women, and children of the Underground Railroad were very brave. They had to work hard to reach the northern United States or Canada, but it was worth it because then they were free.